Turkey on fire. Mass evacuation due to forest fires. The scale of the disaster in Turkey is striking. Forest fires have engulfed several provinces at once. The most difficult situation is in Hatay, near the city of Antakya. More than 50,000 people have already been evacuated there. The flames are spreading rapidly. Dozens of fires, dry heat, strong wind. The situation is critical. Hundreds of firefighters, aviation, and special equipment are involved in extinguishing the fire. Fires threaten residential neighborhoods. In some places, the fire is close to houses. People are fleeing as best they can. This is a real struggle for survival. Turkey is appealing to the international community for help. It is not only the forest that is burning, the hope for a calm summer is burning.
Allahu Ekber. Çek.
Shock in Italy, mudflow demolishes everything in its path. In the north of Italy, a new blow of the elements. Near Turin, after heavy rains, a rushing mudflow came down. It moved with great speed, sweeping away everything in its path. Fortunately, there is no information on fatalities, but the devastation is evident. China, a new disaster. Enshi, Hubei province, another flood that turned the streets into raging torrents. Up to 354 millimeters of rain fell here in 12 hours. That's a month's worth in half a day. The rivers are out of their banks and the flow of water demolishes everything. Cars, scooters, tents, and kiosks. People are in panic. Some are trying to save property. Others are literally climbing on the roofs of cars to avoid being carried away by the current. Residential buildings are flooded. Infrastructure is paralyzed. This is not the first time the disaster has struck here, but it has not been so strong and sudden for a long time. Forecasters warn, the rains will not end in the coming days. Evacuations continue. Every hour is worth its weight in gold. Mexico. The city of Chihuahua in the north of Mexico was hit by the elements. After heavy rains, a sudden flood began here. A strong stream of water rushed through the streets, turning the roads into rivers. Cars are literally floating, carried away by the water. Rescue services are working in emergency mode, but their forces are not enough. The scale of flooding is too great. The city of Shimla, India. Early this morning, there was an emergency here as a result of a landslide completely destroyed a 5-story residential building. Fortunately, all residents were evacuated in advance.
So we're on the 243. On the Wolf Fire.
Was released ETA.
U.S. Southern California is once again on fire. A large natural fire, dubbed the Wolf Fire, has broken out near the town of Banning. The fire broke out on June 29, but in a matter of hours, the fire has spread over a huge area. More than 1,400 acres of forest and brush have already been destroyed. The flames are approaching residential neighborhoods. Mandatory evacuations are in place. Extinguishing is being complicated by heat, drought, and high winds. More than 300 firefighters are on the ground. Aerial equipment is dumping water and fire-retardant foam, and bulldozers are clearing obstacle courses for the fire. Despite the efforts, only 10% of the fire has been localized. Local residents are panicking. The fire is getting too close. The situation is developing rapidly and unpredictably.
Well, if you see the rest, there's still active flame on top of the hill over there, just above retarding.
There's 342 in the unit around the wolf incident.
Everybody, we're here at the Wolf Fire. We're up.
Wolf ID, transport those 3342.
The elements are raging around the world. Give it a like if it scares you. Write in the comments where you have experienced weather anomalies. Subscribe, more powerful footage to come. Russia. Heavy rains in the Transbaikal territory have led to the destruction of railroad infrastructure. At Darasun Station, after heavy rainfall, the ground literally washed out from under the rails. It looked as if the railroad tracks were hanging in the air. Train traffic was urgently stopped. One of the tracks was restored in reverse mode. The trains take turns. About 100 specialists are now working on the second track. Thailand. The popular resort of Pattaya went underwater in a matter of hours. Heavy rains fell on the city on July 1, and in a few hours, the streets were completely flooded. Cars stalled in the middle of streams. Water entered houses, stores, and cafes. Some tourists could not get out of their hotels. The rain was pouring down in a wall. The storm drains could not cope. The sewage system overflowed. The city was virtually paralyzed. The resort paradise is turning into a disaster zone. Catastrophic rain has fallen in central Vietnam's Tay Nguyen region. The mountains failed to hold back the water, and it rushed into the lowlands. Dozens of villages were cut off from the outside world. Roads are covered with multi-meter high torrents. Rivers overflowed their banks, bridges were damaged, and farmland was destroyed. Residents are in panic. They are losing their homes, crops, livestock. Rescuers are evacuating the area. Philippines. Here again is the state of emergency in the city of Iriga after heavy rains began rapid flooding. The rainfall was continuous throughout the night. In the morning, the streets turned into rivers, water rushed into houses, markets, and schools. Local residents were taken by surprise. USA, South Dakota. A powerful thunderstorm erupted against the backdrop of a bright setting sun, forming an eerie spectacle. The clouds hung low, lightning struck nonstop. It was beautiful and scary at the same time. Unusual footage has come from China. The earthquake caught people in the gym. At a moment when everyone was focused on training, panic erupted instantly. Athletes rushed to the exit, but one man was forced to delay. Disaster knows no boundaries. The world faces the destructive power of nature. Subscribe to our channel if you want to know the truth about what is happening.